a land native to many crops, defined by vast landscapes, abundant natural resources, a nurturing climate, and unique geographic features. Brazil is home to thousands of farming heartlands, alongside equipment suppliers with manufacturing bases in Brazil. The country has emerged as a global ag superpower. Today, Brazil produces approximately 1/10 of the world's food. A country that once relied on rubber exports, which collapsed in the early 1910s, managed to produce 290 million tons of grains in 2024, according to Agência Brazil, and is projected to set a new world record. As Brazil's annual agricultural output continues to climb, exports reach markets worldwide, including South Africa, while the nation remains amongst the most food self-sufficient countries, delivering to 200 million people who call Brazil home. Brazil's cultivated land has expanded substantially over the decades, yet its agricultural output has grown even more dramatically, underscoring efficiency as a central pillar of its production strategy. According to Index Mundi, Brazil's maize output rose from 9 million tons in 1961 to 127 million tons in 2024, a more than seven-fold increase. In contrast, the area planted to maize grew from about 6 million hectares in 1960 to 22 million hectares in 2024, an increase of nearly fourfold. The disparity is striking. While cultivated area expanded, productivity surged far beyond land growth, enabling a seven-fold rise in harvested output from only 4 times the area. One area where Brazil appears firmly on the right path is the expansion of no-till agriculture. This shift is particularly consequential in a country that hosts one of the planet's most critical ecological systems, the Amazon rainforest, the Earth's lungs, where any increase in agricultural activity must be approached with caution and with long-term sustainability and environmental stability in mind. Rather than pushing outward into sensitive forest regions, Brazil is turning its attention to the 27 million hectares of degraded pasture land. This can be rehabilitated and converted into productive cropland. These restored areas are increasingly being used to grow crops, sugarcane, cereals, oilseeds, and legumes, supported by crop rotation systems. These can incorporate nitrogen-fixing legumes such as soybeans to regenerate soil's fertility and stabilize yield. Soybeans, in particular, remain the cornerstone of Brazil's agricultural economy. According to Statista, soybeans accounted for 42.8% of the country's total agricultural production in 2023, making it Brazil's most economically significant crop by a large margin. Brazil's expansion of its agricultural industry has been reinforced by a rapid adoption of no-till systems. A study by Rafael Fuentes Lanilos and the Rural Development Institute of Paraná shows that between 2006 and 2017, the area under no-till for annual crops has increased by 84.9%, rising from 17.9 million hectares to 33 million hectares. Over the same period, no-till's share of the total annual crop area grew from 51.2% to 61%, highlighting a central role in Brazil's production system and strategy. This shift was transformative. No-till improved soil moisture retention and extended the effective growing season, making it possible to incorporate soybean rotations in regions where it had previously been unfeasible. Because no-till eliminates the time required for mechanical soil preparation, double cropping became far more achievable, allowing farmers to plant a second crop, most notably soybeans, within the same agricultural year. The expansion of this practice was particularly significant in the state of Mato Grosso, now one of the world's most productive grain regions. Brazil is constantly developing innovative technologies and cropping systems, benefiting from regions of high rainfall that contribute to significantly high productivity gains of grains and other commodities. However, the high rainfall erosivity in many areas makes effective soil management systems essential to protect the soil and maintain long-term agricultural sustainability. South Africa can draw important lessons from Brazil's cropping systems, particularly in the expansion of no-till agriculture. Adopting these practices would allow for multiple plantings per year, reduce soil moisture loss in arid and semi-arid regions, and improve both irrigated and dryland cultivation. In the few highly suitable regions, it could even enable triple cropping, where farmers are able to plant and harvest 3 times a year, maximizing productivity while maintaining soil health. Brazilian agribusiness generates approximately $400 billion in value annually, encompassing soybeans, sugar, coffee, cotton, maize, and meat, and accounting for 22% of the country's GDP. Such agricultural development would be incomplete without exports, a key measure of global competitiveness that allows Brazil to sell commodities far beyond its domestic demand. The scale is impressive. Soybeans, sugarcane, cotton, maize, and meat and fruits reach markets worldwide. A critical enabler of this system is efficient logistics. For example, approximately 30% of Brazil's soybean production is transported by rail, a figure that contrasts sharply in South Africa, where the proportion is significantly lower. This difference highlights the gap in export infrastructure, which was a major constraint for South African farmers compared to Brazil's robust supply chain. Before the challenges of the past decades, it was already clear that port and rail efficiency is crucial, a topic we explored in depth in our previous video. Brazil's competitiveness in the global agriculture sector is not accidental. Here in South Africa, we have felt the impact, for example, through poultry imports, highlighting how competitive they are in terms of scale, efficiency, and integration. Brazil operates on a different level, and while tariffs can provide temporary relief, they only mask the underlying competitiveness gap. To truly compete, we must take the bull by the horns, develop our agricultural sector and industrial capacity from the ground up. This includes tackling local shortages, enhancing production capabilities, and establishing robust systems from first principles. A critical area for improvement is vaccine production. Many vaccines in South Africa are currently imported, some from Botswana, often centralized through OBP, which creates bottlenecks. By decentralizing and strengthening local vaccine manufacturing, we can protect livestock, produce more meat, and increase our competitiveness. One of the key factors that allow Brazil to dominate the agricultural sector is the strength and integration of its industrial base. Particularly since the advent of software and electronic technologies, society often underestimates the importance of manufacturing, but it remains a cornerstone of industrial and agricultural development, a principle that explains why countries like Japan continue to flourish. Many overlook the challenges faced in manufacturing, living far from burning furnaces to factory floors reaching 35 degrees Celsius. Yet these facilities are critical. They enable the production of tires, machinery, parts, equipment, and tools essential to modern farming. In Brazil, for instance, John Deere operates 8 factories, 4 facilities, and a dedicated research and development center for tropical agriculture, supporting the country's agricultural transformation. In South Africa, We have the opportunity to replicate and even surpass this model by cutting red tape, improving the ease of doing business, prioritizing infrastructure, science and engineering, and reducing uncertainty. We could leapfrog much of what Brazil has achieved. Local equipment manufacturers already exist, and companies like JBH and Agrico are leading in Africa, and even globally in sectors such as fruits. With strategic investment and focus, South Africa has the potential to establish itself as a global and agricultural industrial competitor.